Okay, indeed. Welcome back, if we were together, or indeed welcome to the program if you're just joining us. There's still some to go. Now, the election is between incumbent Lucky Ayedatiwa, APC, ruling APC, and Honorable Agbola Ajayi of the PDP. Now, the other thing that I had said when we were going away, Honorable Adekombi, I had said when we were going away that I had one or two things to add. The caller, just before you spoke, and then we had to go on break, was making the point that it's probably most preferable anywhere in democracy land to have an opposition that is not a pushover, that the incumbent has to sit up and take note of, knowing that they are being watched all the way on behalf of the people. But so it was in that context that he made the comment about, you're thinking it was a walkover, that does this really serve democracy if indeed, is it that you don't even pay them any attention or any respect at all? Might that not, it's possible that it might come back to bite one if one is so dismissive of, its opposition. How would you react to that notion? That were you, in fact, yes, were you being dismissive? Were you being dismissive of the PDP?
No. Let me be straight with you. Personally, this is my own personal opinion. I think for a healthy environment, we should have a very strong opposition that will give the ruling party, the government, serious one for their money. Because without strong opposition, we might be in trouble. That's a fact. But you see, whom are you going to blame now? Are you going to blame the present government that we don't have a strong opposition? Yeah. Are you going to blame Lucky Ayedatiwa that in those states today, practically PDP is not existing? Are you going to blame me for that? No, you blame the opposition parties, members, who are greedy. All they want is that they jump from one place to the other looking for what to eat.
I see.
Although there's nothing bad in you moving from one political party to the other to achieve your aim. Yes. But the point is, are you going to blame Lucky that the opposition in those states is practically zero? No. The opposition parties too, are they putting their heart together to really want to be an opposition and give the government a good run for their money? No. Mention it anywhere. Are they ready for it? No. So the point is this: we must look critically at the opposition. The opposition. Look at the PDP national. Look at the ring or everywhere that fighting up and down. Have they really sat down to say, look, what are we really doing? Today, practically, where is the opposition against the government? None. Somebody came up here and said TVC is for the government. Okay, if TVC is for the government, which one is for PDP?
We addressed that. We addressed that person.
To create employment for the people.
Yeah. We rebutted that. TVC is not for the government.
Exactly. So if he's saying that, look at what happened in US concerning Trump election. Trump campaigned 900 rallies. 900 rallies. I kept telling everybody that look, this man will win this election. They say, oh, a Democrat. I say, see, this man is purely a politician. He knows his target and he's targeting it. He got in trust and he said, look, and that one fought Twitter.
But sir,
that one discovered that Twitter is the thing now where you can get into the people.
Okay.
And from there, they won that election.
Trump is not.
So if I decide to set up a TV station today, that does not mean, and I say, okay, that may be my way of getting to the people.
Okay.
And for somebody coming up on the TV and said, your station belongs to Do you know how many people that are working with TVC? Do you know the economy that TVC is adding to the value that TVC is adding to our economy?
Indeed.
So what has the opposition done? Nothing. Ordinary radio station they don't have.
Oh dear. Okay.
What is strong opposition? Cannot be strong.
Reverend Dominic, good morning, sir. Let me thank you for holding on all that while. Go ahead now, please. Reverend Dominic, go ahead now, please.
Good morning, Chiviore. Can you hear me? Good
morning, sir. Thank you for calling in and for holding on. Go ahead.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good morning, the commissioner from Ondo State.
Former commissioner.
Chiviore, by the first caller, I want to answer the first caller. I thought you could have asked me a question. When you made a call, did anybody ask you whether it's APC or AP or PDP? Did anybody ask him before they passed the call to the studio? Nobody asked that question. I think TVC have been standing as a very national and international television. No bias about that. Maybe it's a new caller or a new person, maybe in this system. TVC have done well. But by saying that, I want to ask your commissioner a question. If your commissioner has seen their
he's a former commissioner. He's the former commissioner for special duties
on the election,
culture and tourism.
The advert of APC and what they want to use to sell themselves on channels as an onlooker from far. I want to ask commissioner, those things they put there, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Those things they put as an advert, is it enough to convince the electorate in the state? Because in all their adverts, I saw just a road that was not bad. I saw an old bridge. And what again? I don't know, just 10 things they put there. When I saw that advert, to me, it was not convincing to me because there was no project. There was no finished project in that advert. And if it's what they're using to convince the electorate, I think it's shallow, to my own opinion. Number two, whether there's opposition or not, like PDP, from onset, PDP have not been opposition. This is a party that has all the structure, has all the money, has all the intelligence, and I've not seen a lazy opposition like PDP in my lifetime. So let's keep PDP aside. Nobody should cry for them. But what I'm trying to say, by what I'm seeing on television and the advert of APC, is not convincing enough. I want the commissioner to answer me. Good morning, Nigerians.
Okay. Good morning, Reverend. Okay, he invited your comments.
Yeah, let me comment the last caller for what he said.
Reverend Dominic.
TVC was not set up politically for political reasons, no. So I commend him for that. Concerning the advert that he said, people have forgotten the fact that Ayedatiwa was deputy governor to Akeredolu. Whatever achievement ascribed to Akeredolu today, Ayedatiwa was part of it. The success of Amotekun today, Ayedatiwa was part of it. Everything that Akeredolu achieved, Ayedatiwa was part of it. So Ayedatiwa can conveniently tell everybody that, look, I was part of that government and I was part of the success story of
as could Agboala Ajayi.
That is number one. That's number one.
As could Agboala Ajayi.
The same thing with Agboala Ajayi, but don't forget the fact that it was Lucky Ayedatiwa took over before the first tenure of Akeredolu. That is number one, Zayori. Number two is that this man just came in barely 10 months ago. Less than 1 year. Less than 1 year. There's no how you expect a government to start listing roads constructed across the state, running to maybe 100 kilometers within less than 6, 4, 5 months. Having said that, there are some roads which he listed in his book, because there's a book that is on in the state that has been completed. Today, in Ondo State, no civil servant is being owed money. No pensioners are getting their payments. Even though that should not be counted as an achievement in civilized society. But that is where we have found ourselves. So when you look at it, this government has been doing a lot. He has been creating employment and going into massive agricultural produce. So to me, if this is his time, once we finish the election, for him now to now critically sit down and move the state forward. And that's why we all believe in him. That Ondo State will achieve quite a lot with him.
Okay.
Himself and his deputy governor. The deputy governor is more than like my brother. I have known him to be a diligent and very, very honest person for years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, according to INEC, how many registered voters are there in Ondo State? We're looking at a little over 2 million, 2,053,000.
Yes.
And of that number, only 1.757 actually picked up their voting cards. That means that 295 odd, have, for whatever reason, decided not to take up the offer to be part of it. So there are going to be 300.
Maybe due to logistic reason.
Okay. That is what will explain it.
Because there are some communities that are far inside, and majority of them are not using. They are not on social media. They don't have even phone to contact them. They don't have any address to put. So logistic of them picking up their voters card is tough too. Logistic of them moving down to their various local government to pick up. So I think largely because of logistics, I'm an environmentalist. Logistics, environmental issue may cause it. And don't forget about the fact that when you look at the movement of people down, what's going to cost them? They might feel reluctant to say, you know what, I can't spend this kind of money to come and pick this. So largely logistics, largely due to death rates, some people must have died, which their cars may be part of it.
Okay, then. Well, everybody is watching out for the election, and I certainly wish you and all the contestants the best of luck. Well, clearly, your interest, Honorable Femi Adekombi, is with the incumbent governor and the party. But
that is my party. Is my party.
Yes, exactly, as it is your right to be. So let me just thank you for making time for us this morning. We're going to have to leave it here now. Okay, then. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, we'll now join up with our Ayo Zugbakun, who is in Ondo State, and he can give us an on-the-spot kind of a view of what it's looking like in Ondo State, apart from one of the pictures that we've seen. I wonder if Ayo is ready. Okay, I can see Ayo. Ayo, good morning to you. Okay, Ayo, we're ready for you now. Can you hear us? Okay, Ayo, is it any better? Can you hear us? We're ready for you. Okay, it's the technical gremlins again. Fire somehow or the other. That's our man Ayo Zubaku, who is over there. But from the beginning of the program, we've been with Honorable Femi Adekombi, and he's been unequivocal about the fact that is my party. Okay, Ayo is ready now. Good morning, Ayo.
Yes, good morning, Yori.
Okay. Hey, I can see it's looking quite serene.
Yes, Yori. Good morning.
Good morning. So it's looking quite serene.
We are counting down to the new day. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you good. Well, sorry, I said we can hear you good. I'm not American. It's Americans who speak like that. We can hear you well. Please go ahead. Give us
across the 18 local governments. So, according to the Independent National Electoral Commission chairman, he's saying that the sensitive materials will sometime around today arrive at the Central Bank of Nigeria, their regular ritual, and across the 18 local governments, it's looking good. It's just that we suspect what is going to happen from what the feelers will be getting, that we might have the kind of voter apathy. It's not looking as like something that's going to be keenly contested as we had in those states. Not that political parties are not participating, but 17 political parties will be participating in this exercise, 17 candidates. But the difference between a lot of people have narrowed it down. Analysts, they've narrowed it down that it's going to be strictly the battle between the All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party. And don't forget, these two candidates, they happen to be the two deputy governors that served under Ogbeni Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, the late Rotimi Akeredolu. At the inception of that administration, Mr. Agbola was the deputy governor, who is the candidate today of the People's Democratic Party, and towards the end of that administration, he couldn't, if you forget, Rotimi Akeredolu died 10 months to the end of his administration, and Lucky Orimison Ayedatiwa actually is the one that replaced him, and is going to be a candidate, is going to be standing for the last time as in that administration. He served out 10 months out of that administration. So after the 10 months in that administration, he's going to be standing just one more time, according to the Electoral Act of Nigeria as amended, one more time. And they're both, spectacularly, they're both from the southern senatorial districts. That we have two local governments from the riverine area. They call it Ilaje and Eseodo. For Ilaje and El Sodo is going to be a kind of a Herculean task, uphill task for the Independent National Electoral Commission to get their materials across the riverine areas. I think 8 years ago, I was at somewhere in the SLDO, and I know how very, very cumbersome and difficult it is to cover election across that place. Speedboats are going to be deployed. Speedboats are going to be deployed, and security operatives will be needed, and the sensitive materials will have to be, closely guarded. The waterways, we need the assistance of even the Nigerian Navy to actually sail through the waterway when you leave Ore and everything. So INEC is saying
the logistics. Sorry to butt in, Ayo. Sorry to butt in, Ayo.
Vote counts Saturday for over 2 million people that are going to
this has become a one-way.
Occupies Alagbaka House here in Ondo State, Yori.
Oh, okay. So sorry, I was actually trying to butt in just now. Thank you very much, Ayo. I know there's more there, but we've run out of time. That's our senior political correspondent of TVC News on the ground in Ondo State. Of course, you can take it for granted that when the time comes, TVC will have a crew, a whole team of reporters and cameramen covering it, putting you in the middle of Ondo State. Okay, there will be more on this, I'm sure, as we move towards the election on Saturday. But we're going to have to leave it here for now. Do please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition of the program. I am